Hello. Just still getting stuff done. All right, we'll see if people come in. Oops, sorry if I'm talking into the mic too loud. So let's see. Okay, so we'll see if people come in. It's really weird to see yourself on here because it's always backwards from the way I look. So it's so weird. Hi. Congratulations on your car. That's quite an accomplishment. Can you guys hear the music? We got both of them paid off. Wow, really? I am jelly. That's such a relief, right? Can you guys hear the music? Zach says hi. He's driving home right now. We are on our way home. Hi. Have a good drive home. So what's been happening with the readings? You can hear the music? Okay. Sorry for my boring cup, but I'm thirsty. Thanks, Marianne. I can do a little dance. So we're in the boonies, no signal, so might go in and out. Okay. Well, how's everybody doing? The store opens 3/5. Ooh, we have 1 month to get cards done, get some business cards, figure out your pricing, start advertising, practicing. I think I'm going to do a spirit circle next month. Maybe you guys should come and do a little practice. I don't know what class I'm going to be doing again next month because I'm working on doing classes where people can just like watch when they want instead of just coming to live. So yeah. Anyway, it's been a weird time. The energy's been kind of all over the place, but nothing bad. It's just been, I feel like people are kind of in this weird place. I feel like we're going through a time where we're going to get a huge world change where everything's changing. And people are starting to feel it. I feel like we're going through this shift of people are seeing that the world isn't going to go back to the way it was pre-pandemic, and we're moving into this more high-tech futuristic world, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. Wanted to also just off the bat let everybody know that tomorrow I'll be teaching my remote viewing class. I love that class because, and like the class I did today, people get so shocked at what they can do. And remote viewing, if you don't know, is being able to see past time and space. But I can sit right here and I teach people how to do this, and you can see like someone's, oh, this is where this person is what their home looks like. Yes, I hear the music. Oh, well, that was late. That was a was delayed. Um, and I teach people how to do that. You can see future situations, past situations, conversations, look inside places, and it's the easiest thing I teach, honestly. Like, people pick up on this really quick. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Lena. Um, and that's what I love about this class. So it's going to be starting tomorrow. You can still sign up all the way up until the beginning of the class, and even after, if you contact me. That's what I'm working on, trying to get classes. But remote viewing is my favorite thing to teach because people shock themselves. So I take you through a meditative state, and then you practice on each other, and people get really surprised. The first class, we're going to just learn about remote viewing. The second class, we're going to do the meditation, and you're going to practice a little bit on each other. Third class, I'm going to probably show you how to do it not just with the people in your space, but like, remote viewing a work or remote viewing a restaurant. And some people have taken it and they say it really helps with life. So before I forget, that's going to be tomorrow. But yeah, I've noticed in my readings, and you can go to AdelaLavine.com for it. Also, I sent out wands to anybody who ordered them. Should I have brought one of my wands? I can show you my incense wands if you haven't seen it. I'm interested in your medium abilities. I know you from Bigfoot Collectors Club. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you mean you're interested in my medium abilities. I don't know what you mean by that, but on here, for this sake of doing readings, when I do a medium reading, whether it's here or a private reading, people here, this is a donation base. I'm not just reading people without a donation. And I have it listed below and pinned in my bio. It lists in the description, it lists how to donate. But even on my one-on-one readings, you pick one person you want to speak to. You need to specify who that person is and in their relationship to you. So if it's a friend or a relative, that you state that. If it's a relative, you would say my mother, my grandmother, my mother's side, or a friend. I'll connect to that person. They'll tell me how they passed so we can verify this is them. They'll give me some details. I don't do the whoever's here type of thing. Um, that's how the medium readings work. Um, and then the intuitive readings are, you need to specifically ask me a question about something you may want to know about, whether it's work or personal life, finances, and such. And these are the two type of readings I do. Medium readings, again, if you want to learn more about it, I want to remind everybody, I do have a website, AdelaLavine.com. On the website, it explains everything. I even have a video you can watch to kind of learn how I work. So yeah. But yeah, I do two types of readings. But anyway, so moving back to what I was saying, people are going through like a really crazy time at this time. I can tell in the readings that I do, people are feeling this shift. If everybody else feeling that, the shift is pretty like kind of intense right now. I feel like I feel like it's been harder to find like peacefulness and calm in these times because everything is moving very fast. We're moving into a new world so fast. Technology is growing and pushing and evolving. So it's really interesting at this time. So yeah, I feel like people are feeling burnt out, just emotionally, physically, but at the same time, people are kind of going through a shift of trying to figure out what they want to do next. Anybody else feeling that? Sensing that? And that's kind of what I've been noticing in the readings I've been doing lately. There's been a lot of questions of people wanting to know, like, what should they be doing now. People are starting, I think in the pandemic, I will be booking for you for a private reading. Okay, thank you, Leanna. I've got a lot of people from BCC. They must have re-aired something, or they must have talked about something. I need to go check out. uh, or something. Zach says yes. Zach says yes. Yeah, I've been noticing that. Hold on. My feels like a constant full moon. Yeah, I don't really feel thing. Listen, you guys know I'm probably going to say, "Hey Caitlin, I got you. Um I got your donation. I'm putting you on the list." You guys know I'm not sensitive to the whole full moon thing. So, I personally just don't, tune into that type of thing. I mean, it's just not something that affects me. I kind of go on the energy climate of people because I honestly feel I'm putting some oil on, putting some frankincense and myrrh oil on, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I feel that people, as a general, as a collective whole, we really affect the energy tremendously. And also, things are happening in the world that is making a change for sure in how we do things and how we're going to be doing things. So I feel like that's affecting things. I'm work in the mental health. I see it. Yeah, people are just feeling really overwhelmed because during the pandemic everyone was surviving, to get through the pandemic. And I was thinking about this today. I don't think people realize how insane that time was. I think we all kind of like got through that time, you know what I mean? But we didn't like really think about. I got you, Marion. You're on the list. I think that we aren't really thinking about how insane that time was. You know what I mean? And I think that it's just like crazy. Hold on one second. That we just kind of go on our merry way, like it all happened, and then we like are just supposed to pretend like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Thank you, Marion. I feel like that's the weirdest part. We went through this crazy time. Everyone was running, or we were all like kind of so restricted and afraid, and there was so much going on. It was so brutal. So brutal during that time. Yes, it's bizarre. The world shut down for like years. Yeah, the whole world shut down. And when I was working with people during that time who had kids in school, who had Z generation kids, little tiny kids, but especially teenagers and kids who were going through high school and going into college or just started college. And the parents were like, "Oh, I don't know what's wrong." And I'm like, these kids were trying to become young adults in the most brutal time. Like they were trying to become young adults during a time where the world shut down. None of us can relate to that. I don't care what you say. I don't care what generation you're from. I'm a Gen Xer, and we had our challenges and we had stuff that was really hard for us. None of us know what it's to feel like I don't have an escape. Like like other things, they were robbed of the best time of their lives. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's also just that people may not know what they felt like what it might feel like to go, okay, everything's crazy. I'm just going to run off to Europe. You can't. I'm just going to like go stay with my friend in New Jersey. You can't. You know what I mean? It was like they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't do anything. The world was at a standstill. The world was looking like it was quote ending. And then we're wondering why these kids are like having a hard time. And then the generation, then people start crapping on them and shitting on them. They never go to clubs and out for fun because that was not a thing for their age group. Yeah, I've heard this. And I can tell you that the alpha generation that now is starting to get attention, they're very anti social media. They don't like to post very much. They're kind of minimalists. They were the first generation as children that they experimented online education. That generation was being told, hey, listen, I'm sorry, but you can't go to school. You're going to have to go to school from home. And you can't do this. You can't do this. Like every minute, it felt like I was telling, my kiddo, like, oh no, I know they said this, but now it's this. Like they were kind of like, okay, fine. We're going to live our world through a lens. So they don't really post. They're very minimalist. They're kind of grunge like vibe. Like they kind of know their internets. They're the first generation to be so internet savvy. Social media seems kind of blasé to them. Like, why would you post stuff about yourself? Why would you do that? And they also came through a really crazy time and just kind of had to be told, like, oh, you're kids, you'll be okay, but you may hurt other people. So I think people now don't realize, not to mention all the adults and what they were going through. It was a crazy time. And then it all, starts to lift. And then everyone's kind of easing back into life. And then they're like, okay, now get back into life. And now people are like, wait a minute, wait. I'm still trying to like make up for what happened. You know what I mean? So now what I notice in readings, people are like, okay, I was surviving and I was doing this and I was okay, but like now what do I want to do with my life? You know what I mean? Like now people are looking at their life and going, what does my life mean? Who am I? Where am I going? What does this all mean? Because everything, including doing all that, and let's all like admit to each other, there was a relief a little bit. You want to know why? Because we were all going through something together. So people were very forgiving, meaning like people couldn't jump on people for bills and things like this. And so there was like a little bit of like, hey, listen, things are crazy because of COVID. Don't worry about it, right? So I feel like now people feel like they're thrown into this new world. They don't really know what they're doing. They've been beat up for so many years. And they're like, okay, now I got to figure out what my life is about again. And that's where I feel we are right now. Any thoughts? Okay, Caitlin, while you guys are giving me your thoughts, I'm going to go ahead with Caitlin's reading. Caitlin's doing a medium reading. With the medium reading, just state what you want, who you want me to connect you to. I'm neurodivergent, so this lower stimulation environment helps me. Right. That's what I'm saying. I definitely think, Victoria, well, you got to say what side of the family. So your grandfather on what side of the family? Grocery pickup and delivery has been a game changer. I get anxiety in stores. Oh, when we were doing like delivering things, when we were doing delivery, when everything turned to like online and stuff, I was like, oh, we're never going back, everyone. Like for sure. And here we are. So, yeah. So when you guys ask to speak to someone, you say my grandfather, my mother's side, or my father's side, be specific. grandfather on my father's side. Thanks, Caitlin. Appreciate that. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's too good. I understand. I know, right? And so much has changed, and we're going to keep going in that direction. And I think it's confusing people. What if they're no relation? Then you say, like, my friend, a best friend that I had, an ex lover, or whatever, you just state that. I was like, what? Then realized there is another Victoria. There's another Victoria. I'll just say Victoria B. And I'll call you Tori for today's sake, okay? Okay. All right, Caitlin, let me take a look at you. Let me tell you something. The wind here in LA is so horrible. I can already feel it affecting my allergies. I heard it. Okay. Even though I love the wind is one of my favorite elements, but I don't like what it does to me. All right, hold on. Let's go, Caitlin, grandfather on your father's side. I'm just gonna. Okay, let me see. The first thing I hear, Victoria B, right? Oh, Caitlin, sorry. Not Victoria B. I got distracted. Caitlin, the first thing I hear is that he's excited to be here. He has such a positive view. He's saying that he knew he was going to pass. He was prepared for it. He had a very calm, like, exit. He says, he kind of prompt himself, he kind of prepared himself mentally that this was his time. I just feel like an utter peacefulness from him about this. He says, the best thing that he can tell you is to allow yourself to live life every day the best way you can. He wants to go right into advice because he says his passing, he shows me himself like an older man, when he passed, but he keeps showing me this picture of him like in this black suit with a white shirt, and he's kind of like looking like this. He says in his life he tried to be as positive as possible, like he tried his best to kind of not allow the world to tear him down or to get him down or give in to negativity. He's saying that he's like coughing a lot, like he's saying he something happened here in his chest area or his lungs or something. He says that moving started to become a problem, breathing started to become a problem, but he feels very grateful because he feels like his body just slowly winded down, and then he left. He wants to jump to his advice because he says you need his advice. He says, don't let things get to you so easily. Don't let yourself get so overwhelmed so easily. He says, the best you can do is try to enjoy everything day by day, like take it day to day. He says you tend to be a little wound up, whatever that means. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but I'm still playing it. And he says that says something about, and if you could talk back to me and remind everybody, letting me know if this makes sense, if this is resonate, always helps me in readings. He says you get wound up, and he actually said the same thing to me. Lately, I've been getting a lot of advice from the other side. He says, you get wound up and you kind of get a little bit like you expect things to be a certain way. And if they don't go that way, you almost feel like you failed at it. He says you can't do that. He does say something about next month. You're so spot on right now. Thank you. He says something about next month, the month of March. He says the month of March is going to be a good month. Things are going to start to lift and change. Hold on. Can you guys still hear the music? Okay, I turned it up a little bit. Yeah, he says things will start to lift and change, and a lot of the stuff that you've been pressuring yourself about will get better. As soon as I connected to him, okay, thank you, Leanna. As soon as I connected to him, he was just very comforting. He was looking at me smiling. He's like, just relax. He says, you can't worry about the things you can't control. What you can do is try to prepare yourself as best you can for things in life. Oh, definitely got reminded I didn't plug in my computer. Thanks. I kind of feel like that was from your grandfather, something I can control. But yeah, that's really what he wants to say to you. He says, this is the best advice he can give you. He doesn't have, sorry, I'm just plugging in the computer. Let me plug this in. Well, I'll give you the one last thing he wants to say. He says that he tends to give signs, but his signs are very lovely and subtle. Like he does give smells. He's talking about something about smells. And he says he does kind of sometimes make noise in the house by walking around. But he kind of does it on purpose to get your attention. He thinks you'll understand. But yeah, that's his main thing. So I hope that makes sense. Pretty chill. I think that was good advice. Right, everybody? Like he's given some kind of pearls of wisdom, huh? We do get caught up, don't we, as people? I got you, Leanna. This means a lot. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Yeah. I think we all could have used your advice from your pop. I know I benefited from it. He's very calming. Thank you, Kate's pop-up. I know. Let's thank Kate's pop-up. Thanks, pop-up. I know I feel better. It made me feel better. Yeah, that was good advice for us all, right? He's like, listen, what are you going to do? That's his attitude. You can't control all the things all the time. Okay. Yeah, let's all thank Caitlin. And let's thank Pop. Thank you. And he was so kind to me as soon as I connected to him. He was very listen, you have to chill out. He was like, you're too worried all the time. I'm like, yeah. I definitely notice as people get older, they have that attitude more. Okay, so the next reading I'm doing is Marion. And when you go ahead and just say if it's a friend or if you're like, hey, it was a coworker, you just let me know. And then just specify how they would identify, what pronoun they would identify as. And that is all I need from you, Marion. And after Marion is Leanna. Yeah. I kind of feel like my ex-boyfriend, okay. I kind of feel like as you get older, you do learn this, but I don't think I'm totally there. He's right. You can't waste all of your time worrying. Evening, Lily Bickney. Hello, Lily. How do you donate? We are called out over here. I know. If you look in the description, it's either Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. And I have it listed in the description for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and marry your ex-boyfriend. Okay, thanks, Pop Pop. Yeah. And what a fun, I know people call them Pop Pop. There's a lot of people that do Pop Pop, but I've never said it out loud. So I feel like included in a world. I didn't, my grandfather passed when I was like 5, so I didn't really grow up with any grandfathers. So, because on my other side, it wasn't really a thing. So I feel like I'm included. Okay. All right, Marion, here we go. Your ex-boyfriend. So the first thing I hear is that he says, I'm not going to be as wise, but I'll try. He says the way he died, he likes to call it, died instead of passing. He said, the way I died was very disruptive. It happened quite suddenly for everybody. He says for himself, he was struggling quite a bit. Did he struggle with addiction? That's what I heard him say, but I don't know if I heard it loud enough. He's saying something he struggled, and everything happened quite fast. He didn't mean for things to happen that fast, but they did. He appreciates that you care and that you've cared since he died. You've talked to him, you've reached out to him. He's like a really charming guy. I feel like he's kind of being very charming and funny, and I could see why you fell for him, to be honest. And he's also showing me he very much fell for you at the time, but he wasn't really in the right place to be with you. He kind of showing me that he wanted to live his life the way he wanted to live it. He wasn't really listening to what other people were telling him to do or how to be. And it did harm him, but he's very at peace with everything. He says, I didn't want to leave so early, but I want everyone to know there's nothing but love here and acceptance. And that's all I've felt since I've come here. Anyway, if you can let me know, Marion, if any of this makes sense to you. Like, just to remind people so that we can keep this faster going. I got booted out and had to reconnect. I just got back on. Oh my God. I think you're okay. Let me replay. Well, you'll have to watch some of it, but basically, you'll have to watch it when it came out more organic. But he basically said he said a lot. Like I literally just read for quite some time. But he basically said that he suffered from some addiction and that he left this world early and he didn't mean to live this world early. Everything happened very fast. And that I said he's very charming, very funny, and very accurate. Oh, so you heard everything I said? He also says that have you been talking to him? Because he keeps saying, I appreciate what you've been saying to me. You're kind of the only one who talks directly to me. I went back and listened quickly. Oh, you can do that? I didn't know that, you guys. Well, that's a really good tidbit to know. Thank you, Marion. You just taught me something. I appreciate that. Who has got chills? I get chills because, okay, this is what he says. He's really happy. Thank you so much for caring about me, is what he's saying. I talk to him all the time, but I never hear from him. He says that has nothing to do with me. He wants me to remind everybody, when you don't hear from people, it's not them, it's you. If you're kind of not opening up to it, in the sense of, like, if your heart is angry or hurt, or you're too much in pain, you'll tend to block it. When you kind of get too pulled into the mundane, you kind of lose being able to connect. He says he tries to give you feelings. He doesn't want to interfere too much in your life. But he does try to give you the sense of him. He's showing me something silver. Oh, you know what he's showing me? The Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. He says that's how he felt. He felt like he couldn't find his heart. That's what he felt like in life. Like he couldn't feel, that he numbed himself so much that he couldn't feel. He does try to connect with you, but maybe you have to forgive him. Not like you have to forgive him, but work on healing your pain, because when you're in pain, you'll block that world, just so everybody knows. But he says he mostly tries to kind of speak at night. He's very into, like, he's showing me movies like, which is my favorite movie, The Crow, and he's showing movies like City of Angels. He says I try to kind of be more the quiet. I think I'm too close. He can interfere all he wants. He had an addiction issues. I love him so much. No, he can't interfere all he wants. There's actual rules in that realm. They can't, just as much as we're supposed to respect that realm and not push and be pushy and all that, they do need to respect this realm. And we live in Wilmington, and The Crow was filmed there. I was joking. I do know he can't. Okay. He can't to a certain degree. I don't know if that picture is of a little girl is yours or something, or if he's just trying to respect your environment. That's the feeling I get. He says, I cannot. The Crow was filmed there. I just had to go back. Mary, that's my all-time favorite movie. I'll even post a picture, a beautiful painting I got. That is my movie. Okay, well, I think he just gave us one of the best confirmations we could get tonight, right? Yeah. He does try to talk to you in a subtle way where you could feel him, like through the dreams or in the dream state. Like he wants it to be kind of like a dance, is what he says. More like a dance. He doesn't want to flicker lights and bang doors and all of that. You know what I mean? He's not going to do anything like that. You got to try and feel him. And even if you talk to him and say, I'm trying to forgive you and I'm trying to open my heart. Anyway, he thanks you. Thank you so much for this connection tonight. And thank you for caring about him all this time. It's like a blow of a kiss. That's what I felt. Wow, that was cool, right, everybody? Thought that was a good one. He really, really nailed it. I mean, I know I nailed it with him, but I didn't trust when I heard The Crow. When I heard The Crow, I was like, oh, but that's my favorite movie. And he's like, just say it. She'll just say it. Trust me, just say it. He was always very quiet, so makes sense. I have no reason to forgive him. You have no reason to forgive him. I have only love. Thank you. Oh, Lily. Okay, let me see. I didn't get any. Cash App is always very slow to inform me, so let me go to it. Very cool, right? I mean, if you could just put it in here, because it's too hard for me to look up, you guys. I can't really look it up in the app. Just when it's your turn, you'll tell me, okay, Lily? Because I can't really stop and look up notes in the app. When it's your turn, you'll tell me what you want the reading to be. So that's just how I have to do it, because it's too much to have to look up each time someone would donate in the notes, and for my sake, it's just easier. Um, thank you, Lily, but I did see it, and I'm putting you on the list. Yeah, thank you. That was an awesome one. That was an awesome one. Really good one. Oops. All right, let's go to Leanna. How's everybody doing so far? Ooh, Leanna, you're on it. Thank you. Hold on, let's turn this down. Different music, different volume. Okay. Mom, her? Okay. Thank you. I'm getting ready. Hold on. I like this chill vibe, everybody. This is the vibe I'm in tonight. I'm in a chill vibe. Chill vibe. Let's just all chill vibes, right? All right. Mom, here we go, Mom. The first thing I hear from her, she's crying because she's saying she's so sorry she had to go so soon. She definitely feels like she went too soon. She says she fought the good fight. She did everything she could to stay. She says that she kind of gave me a flash of almost like feeling like she was dying, and what it felt like to her. And she said she just kind of felt like more and more she was becoming like, like an empty vessel of who she was. Like she kind of flashed to feeling very pale, feeling very weak. She's just saying that I started to become more and more an empty vessel. She said I did accept it, but she wanted to fight, or she tried to fight. She's showing me like I feel like the top of my head and everything starts to hurt down my neck. And she says that she kind of pushed through that kind of pain and came out of it on the other side. However, meaning like she kind of, what she means by come out on the other side is that she tried to deal with all the discomforts, and she did pretty good for a while or something, and then it didn't work out. She says that she wants you to know that since she passed, she was, this whole beautiful world opened up, and she didn't expect it. She didn't expect there to be so much love and compassion and acceptance. And she says she just wishes our world could do that better, but we don't. She's talking about that she's excited. She's still very aware of your life and that you're always busy, busy, busy. Like she showed me a picture of you looking in the, like standing in front of a mirror for some reason, and that you're busy and you're constantly going, and she tries to get your attention, but a lot of times you're very distracted. Does this so far make any sense? Just to remind everybody, if you could type, you don't have to be so quiet. I know you're probably getting involved in what I'm saying, but just remember to kind of let me know if this makes sense to you. But she says that she does try to give you signs throughout the day. She tries to kind of grab your attention. But a lot of times it's just because you're really busy and get distracted that you miss it. Yes, this just makes sense. It's spot on. She had brain cancer. Okay. She's very lovely to me. Like, I feel like I want to cry because she's so lovely to me. She's very supportive. She loved being a mother. She didn't want to go. Now, I know that may sound like, oh, of course, nobody wants to go. Everyone loved her. I can see that. I'm like, she was very kind to me right off the bat. And she says, I'm just going to make this very easy for you. That's what I do. I take care of others. I always did. She says, but I want to remind my daughter of something. Don't take care of everybody and not take care of yourself. Do not. And why are you in front of the mirror? She's showing me you in front of the mirror getting ready, and it's almost like you have everything jingling around on you, like your keys. And yes, she took care of so many others. She says, I know everyone appreciates that about me, but she wants to convey to you right now that the mistake she made in life was to not take care of herself more. And she's here to tell you, be different. Take care of yourself. Take out the time for yourself. Take time for yourself. You see what I mean? She says you do better than trying. She also talks about some kind of ballroom dancing. Yeah, it's like a ballroom. Hello, everyone. Hi, Nicolette. She's talking like somehow we're in this ballroom and she's dancing, or people are dancing. Someone get married? I feel like it looks like a wedding. Just got home. Okay, Tori. Something about, I think it's a wedding. It's so pretty. Yeah, okay, so she says that she wants you to know that she, of course, met up with all the people you've asked her. She's met up with everyone here. She goes, but it's very different here. You're not sure? Okay. She says it's very different here. People just kind of think about each other and they appear. You know what it reminds me of? Beauty and the Beast. That's what it is. Disney? Are you a Disney person? That's what it is. It's not a wedding. I didn't believe her at the beginning. Pets, it's just kind of a given. Everybody should know that when you die, you don't just hunker down with people and animals. You don't have pets because animals are free. They're their own being and they do their own thing. And you just kind of cross paths by thinking of the person you want to connect with, and then they connect with you. It's kind of like, try to imagine sending out a text, but way more advanced. So she's saying, she goes, that was easy. You can just communicate with whoever you want to communicate. She says, what she's been really interested in with is the new people and the new things. She goes, it's like a city here. It's like a whole second life. And she's talking about Beauty and the Beast and singing something about Disney. So I don't know what that is. She's talking about Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why. Oh, she says something like, Learn everything you need to learn, get your education, learn what you have to do, Something about finding love. I'm still thinking what the ballroom is. I'm telling you, the ballroom is Beauty and the Beast. That's the vision I have. She says that she kind of believed in love and she believed in anything is possible with love, but now she says the lesson she's learned, because people change and they grow when they go in the other realm. She says the lesson she's learned now is that you don't sacrifice yourself for everyone and love only. Take care of yourself. And then lastly, I need to end this, but on lastly, the thing that's really funny, she says, is like Belle should have finished her finished her education first before she got with that beast. So that's funny. I did not finish school. Oh, I high and happy. What does that mean? The medium readings are so healing. Do you channel soul higher of the living? I don't know what that means. I don't know what higher of the living means. Would be nice to heal relationships with loved ones that are otherwise asses in real life and don't acknowledge any issues. It doesn't work like that. Like, higher self is not what people think. Anyway, let me end this reading. So I hope that helped, Leanna. And I think that's what she's referring to. I think that's why I was seeing Beauty and the Beast. And she's not upset that you didn't finish school. I didn't want you to think that. She's not upset. She's just saying, don't ever sacrifice anything. Don't sacrifice yourself for love. Keep yourself is important. Higher self, just so people know, is just a part of ourself. You still have to grow and evolve here. You can't just like cheat the system and go, oh, let me just talk. Higher self isn't a better part of yourself. It's a part of yourself that you could try to become and be, but you have to do the work to be that. So you can't just cheat and go, oh, let me just talk to someone who's being an ass here. You have to see who the person is being here and accept that. Your reading of my mom is spot on. I feel like it was really her. You said exactly what I would hear from her. I do want to study more. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Leanna. You got to see who the person is here. When I do readings for people who have questions about people in this world, yeah, I can help explain it and things like this. But, you got to acknowledge where people are right now. So Lily's next, and I did see your notes. You're welcome. Hi, Nicolette. Hi, everybody. Cat Saturday. What does that mean? What is Cat Saturday? Yes, though I like bunnies more. What does Cat Saturday mean? Like Saturday is a day of cats or something? What does that mean? I feel like my cats are every day. Go ahead, Lily. Lily is next on my list. Lily, go ahead and say who you would like me to connect you with. And Jimmy is going to explain the crow also relates to Brandon Lee's death being an accident, and that was a big part of that. Wow, I never even watched that movie, but I will tonight. You never watched The Crow? Marion, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know how to help you. I don't know where you've been going, what you've been doing with your time. But everyone listen to me now. Watching The Crow is mandatory. Ex-fiance Elliot. Okay. Yeah, I don't need a name. I prefer not to do names. So no names, just how you related to that person from now on, everybody to know. No, but I'm tonight. I watch a lot of movies too. I don't care if you watch a lot of movies, Marion. What's disappointing is you haven't watched The Crow. You might catch a ban if you haven't seen The Crow. Exactly. This is gonna be the password for coming into these lives. Have you watched The Crow? What movie do you need to have watched to step into the lives, is what I'm gonna say. Yes, you must watch The Crow. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Okay. Now that I've sufficiently shamed Marion for not watching The Crow, I have 2 ex-fiancés that passed away. Oh, what? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's insane. Okay, so you wanted to make sure we know. Okay, I understand. All right. Well, let's start with your reading, okay? Yeah, I get it. That's why you said his name. I get it. They usually know, though, just so everyone knows. The reason why I don't ask for a name is because they know. They know which one. They can hear you and see you and hear your thoughts and feel you. I'm only here to help elevate you to hear them. But I hear you. I get you. I get what you're saying. If you like cats and are strange, you can call Saturday Catterday and say meowie instead of Mary. Well, I do like cats and I'm strange. So, and I have cats. So I think I'm good. All right, here we go with the fiance, ex-fiance. I just caught that it was your ex. So you were okay. We're gonna see what happened. Hold on. So the first thing I hear, he's pretty like he comes from a positive place. Um she he's coming from a positive place, and he's saying that his passing did come in a peaceful way. um he's got kind of like a very, I want to say he's very intellectual, almost like he's almost like very much in his head, and he kind of comes from this kind of intellectual place. He says that he never forgave you for something before he died. And this is what I was going to say, Lily, before that you broke it off with him, maybe, because that's how he's presenting it to me. He says he wants to thank you for your concern. The way he died was very kind of brutal and quick. Everything happened very quick. Did he take his life though? Because he's showing it to me almost like he's saying, like, I feel like I'm getting hit, like suddenly in the chest. Oh my God, what? Oh my God is what she said. We're going to find out what the oh my God is. Yes? Okay. Is it yes on both counts? He also says that many times, yes, I believe so. Okay. He said many times he tried to reach out to you, but he didn't feel comfortable. He felt very uncomfortable with himself. Like it's like I'm looking at someone who's really smart, but awkward forgiveness. And he says, so what he's upset about is that he wish he would have tried a little harder to maybe learn why he was the way he was. He just kind of accepted that, like, maybe he just was broken. Oh, poor thing. He definitely felt broken. He felt broken. That's what he said. I felt like I wasn't lovable, but this has nothing to do with you. This is something he felt his whole life since he was a kid. And all you were doing was trying to protect yourself. He says, remember that you're beautiful. He was very much in love with you. You're smart. You're amazing. But he's happy to report that he's received love and support in this world. It's been hard because he's had to face kind of what his life could have played out to be if he tried to get the mental help that he needed. He didn't have the mental help. He wished he had tried to get the mental health that he needed. And he says, thank you for thinking of him. He sits by the river. He says, talk to him by a creek of water or in nature. Yeah, he kind of feels like he just felt better when he was alone, away from people. Really, really interesting guy, but he definitely suffered. We reconnected and he was supposed to come to me, but he didn't make it and he wanted to give up. Yeah. He says that, to comment back on that, he says that you just have to understand that it wasn't that he was coming from a weak place. Hold on. I have a lemon seed here. He wasn't coming from a weak place. He just felt like an alien here. Didn't feel very connected to this world. But he realizes if he got the help, mostly what he wished, it was not your fault. He had felt this way from he was very young. He says, if anything, he wished his parents kind of understood him more and understood he was different. He kind of felt pressure from his parents to be like the other boys, and he wasn't. He wasn't, and he felt like there was something wrong with him. And he wished they just kind of understood him better. He's not blaming them, but he just didn't. He was saying this earlier, that I wish I had gotten help more from kind of a spiritual / psychological aspect to help him understand he wasn't broken. He just didn't really understand himself. So it's absolutely not your fault. He says that's ridiculous. And he's really funny because he's logical. And he's like, logically, how could it be your fault? You weren't, you couldn't have saved him. He's just very gracious about it. And that's kind of all he really wants to say. And he says, thank you. And that's all he wants to say publicly. He's not a fan of the public arena. All right. One thing people should know is that when you go in the other realm, you can learn things about yourself, you can grow, you can evolve, you can, expand yourself and understand yourself a little better. And that's what he did. It's getting really dark in here. Yeah, he's not a fan of this public arena, but he's very, very gracious to you. So don't worry about that. Well, I feel like we had some really good readings. How's everybody feeling? I think, Leanna, you said, oh, Adela, maybe my mom was talking about when she would go to my beauty pageants and maybe the shiny things around. Oh, though I don't know what you mean by shiny things. She was talking about Beauty and the Beast, so that would feud it. But I wish I'd been watching it live the entire time. He definitely lived his own way after we broke. Well, when I stop, okay, I kind of don't remember stuff I say. I think people, I kind of hate, I kind of forget after I read. It just kind of comes through me. So can't continue the reading, but I hope this, I can't continue going and connecting. So I don't know. I hope that's, makes sense to you, and I can just leave it with you. I'm glad he's okay at peace. I hope he gets better over there. I think I already said that. It's not that people don't get. It's not about getting better or not better. It's just you're free of here. You're free of your body. You're able to see and grow and evolve. And people grow and they evolve and they learn. I think people got to realize that it's a whole world over there. It's not like you're just floating around in the sky. It's a city. Meeting up with people that you knew who passed is like the easiest thing to do. You don't have to hunker down with people and survive the elements like you need to do here. Just validating how accurate it was. I know, I just don't remember. So I can't. So I'm not tuning into it anymore. I actually don't remember what I said. That's the thing about reading. When it comes through you, it just comes through you. And then I might, sometimes I remember things when people remind me, but honestly, I just disconnect. So I'm just saying I'm leaving it with you. So I hope, I'm glad that validates for you, and that's what's important. So people like grow and they evolve, and they kind of they're very interested in all the other things that you can learn and all the other people you can meet. And because you have to realize, this world, we're walking around like this all the time, and we only see the world like this, and then it's like this, and they don't have all the answers. They're not all knowing. They don't know everything, but they're like, oh, we've just been walking around like in such a narrow minded way. And so now I'm able, and if I'm not like sitting here struggling with a job, trying to eat all the right foods and exercise and pay bills and take care of family and build a career and blah blah blah, and look at the moon and stare at my wall, whatever, you know here, all that's removed when you go there, and you're able to just be in your true energy self. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what did I lose track of? Did I lose myself? Did I forget who I was? Did I, how did people feel? So they, when they dealt with me, and they start to see from a different perspective. So, and there's a lot of love and support there because people connect in a collective whole. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And the person who asked about the higher self, of course, I do in readings connect with people to see what's going on with people, but I don't really call it the higher self. I'm just remote viewing the person and who they are. But you have to remember, oh, Leanna, did you get another reading? Is that what you were doing? Because I'm actually wrapping up. At this point. But I could put you on the list for next time. So yeah, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, yes. So just remember, when people are being assholes and they're being a jerk to you, yes, you can see their higher self, the person they could become, but you have to accept who they are right now. You know what I mean? Okay, yes, so I'm going to put you on the list right now for next time. You're at the top of the list. And I'll probably on this week, probably Thursday. I think I'm trying to do like either Tuesday or Thursday. Not Tuesday this week because I have something going on. But my new plan is to do one day during the week and one day during the weekend. Thank you, Leanna. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Higher self. So yeah, whenever you see someone and you're like, this is the person I know they can become, but you got to accept who they are right now. Thank you all so much. I guess we're going to end on 11:11, sort of. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. I did readings all day and taught a class today, so I'm going to go chill. I have you on the top of the list, Leanna. Thank you so much. Remember, follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your inner voice, and I'll see you soon. Good night. Thanks, Jimmy. Catterday. 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 I'm going to remember that. Catterday. It's cat day every day for me. And I think I hear my cats crying for me to come out of this room right now. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Remember, I post on Instagram, and don't forget about my podcast, The House Medium. I have a great new episode coming up. Send in your stories to thehousemedium@gmail.com. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy your night. Chill tonight. I feel like this is a chill energy tonight in the world. Just chill. Ciao. Ciao, ciao.